Hello friends and welcome back to the Dork Side. I'm the Dork on the road and this is my favorite motorcycle camping gear of 2022. I'm the Dork on the road and I want to be your internet riding buddy, so please consider subscribing for more motorcycle riding, off-road riding, and motorcycle camping shenanigans. 2022 was a big year. I got out on a lot of trips and had a great time. Local trips, overnight trips, I went out on multiple bikes, I did the Washington BDR, I went to Bend for a couple weekends, I camped in my trailer, camped off my bike, camped all over the place. And in that time, in all those trips that I went on this year, there was some gear that I really just started to realize I can't live without. And it's the favorite gear that I used all year, and so I thought, especially with the holiday season coming up, this is maybe a good time to share my favorite pieces of gear from this year in case you're looking for gear or you're looking to send a subtle hint to somebody who might be buying you gear for some sort of holiday, I don't know, that might be coming up soon. I've got 10 items here that I love. We're gonna go from lowest cost to most expensive, and there's something here for any budget. The first item on the list is my beloved Bigfoot Bushcraft fire starters. This is actually a little kit that they sell that comes with a small fire steel, but they're just these little pink cotton and wax fire starters. I use them all the time. You can get them wet and light them and they'll work. They burn for 3 to 5 minutes and I've never failed to get a fire going with these things, and they're not expensive at all. You can actually spend, what, 10 bucks and get a 30 pack, 20 bucks and get an 80 pack, or 40 bucks and get yourself 200 of these fire starters, which is enough to last you for several years, I'm guessing. The nice thing about Bigfoot Bushcraft is I'm a Bigfoot Bushcraft affiliate, so you can actually save 15% on their website, bigfootbushcraft.com, and that applies to the fire starters, the fire steels, their fire pits. I got the solo stove, which I really like. So check out their website, Bigfoot Bushcraft. If you ever make fires in the woods or camping or at all, they're really, really handy to have. Super useful lifesavers, packed down super small. The second of my favorite pieces of motorcycle camping gear of 2022 is the Sea to Summit X Mug Cool Grip. It's got these ridges on the outside that is ribbed for your comfort. You can drink hot beverages out of this thing. A lot of times with these collapsible mugs, and this is a collapsible mug, as you can see, so super compact, weighs nothing. You can take it with you on your multiple adventures. It's always in my bag. The thinner walled ones, you can't hold hot coffee in them. I have drank piping hot coffee out of this thing I don't know how many times. It's also great for mixing, say, whiskey colas or just drinking straight whiskey, or I always rinse it out and then try to drink 2 of these before I go to sleep every night when I'm camping, if I've had anything at all alcoholic, to ensure a fresh ride in the morning. This thing's 15 bucks, super durable. You know, they're cheap enough you can buy a couple and just keep them in your camping gear wherever. But this thing's been on a ton of miles with me and I love it. So that is the Sea to Summit X Mug Cool Grip, which you can get at motocampnerd.com and save 10% with promo code Dork on the road. My third favorite piece of motorcycle camping gear for 2022 is an unexpected one. So I kind of bought this. This is a little Gigapump. I got it from Amazon, and I bought it on a whim because I'd seen a video where somebody used one and it seemed to make blowing up their mattress a lot easier. If you don't know, you shouldn't be blowing into your air mattresses. It's bad for them. They won't hold the heat and they won't last as long. You'll get mildew and stuff in there. So I was using a pump sack forever, and as much faster as that is than just blowing it up with my lungs, this thing is a little bit of a lifesaver. This thing's amazing. So you just hit the button. This thing pumps up my mattress in a minute, less than a minute, and it's also a great flamethrower slash fire starter slash fire resurrector. So if you've ever been down on your hands and knees blowing into a fire or fanned it with a piece of cardboard or something, you don't have to do that anymore with this. I've saved many a fire with this bad boy. I like that. That's 40 bucks. You can get that on Amazon. Fourth piece of gear on the list is my favorite pillow ever. If you've seen any of my videos, you know how much I love my Nemo Pillow Luxury. This is a hybrid pillow. It's inflatable, but it also has some memory foam on top, so I like to blow it up about 3/4 of the way. And then it's a very, very comfortable camp pillow, the most comfortable camp pillow I've ever used. Actually, I have a neck gaiter that I keep over the top of it like a pillowcase, and as you can see, it's compact. It folds down to the size of, a little bit bigger than a soda can, maybe a tall can of Coors Light, and this stuff sack is part of it, so you can't even lose it. It's built in. So that's the Nemo Pillow, my favorite camp pillow. I never go camping without that. The number 5 item on the list is this Olight Perrin Mini headlamp, and this thing it's quite small. You see how small it is, and this can come off. This can go on the brim of your hat. This has a Velcro kind of pad that it comes with, and it's also got a headband. So this is my favorite headlamp because it's super compact. It's rechargeable, and it goes up to 1,000 lumens. This thing is insanely bright, and I just, again, charge it every other trip. Never had any issues with it. Nice and compact, tons of light. The build quality is super good. It's all aluminum, charges fast, And I'm a big fan of this Perrin Mini, so I'll link that for you too in the description. But that's my favorite headlamp. I've been taking this one on every trip. Number 6 piece of my favorite motorcycle camping gear of 2022 is an unusual one, but it is these Merrell Hut Mock slippers. These are slippers, but as you can see, they have a hard rubber sole. And what I love about them is they're super compact. You can squeeze them down into a bag. They also are kind of a hybrid slipper. So this piece here on the heel, if you pop it up, then it's really secure on your heel. But if you just need to slip them on, that pops right down. So if you're trying to get out of your tent at night and you don't want to step on the wet ground, it's nice to have these because you can just slide your feet in, do your business, go back in. They're sturdy enough for around camp, even outside. They do have a decent tread pattern. These are pretty worn out because I've worn them a ton. But these are my favorite slippers for camping, so I keep some in my trailer. I take them on the motorcycle with me. I'm actually wearing a pair right now. They're the shoes I wear in the house all the time. And I just ordered another pair because they're on a pretty good sale. So depending on which color you get, they're $40 to $70. And that's a lot for slippers, but for rugged indoor, outdoor slippers like this that I have not managed to wear out yet, I feel like it's a good deal. People don't often think of shoes when they're motorcycle camping. They get to the campsite and they end up just walking around in their boots the whole time. I hate doing that if I can avoid it, especially if I want to put my feet in or around a fire. Those Merrell Hut Mocks are awesome. Highly recommend them. Check them out, link in the description. Number 7 piece of gear I don't go motorcycle camping without. Should be no surprise if you've ever watched one of my videos, but this is my Jetboil Java kit. It's got a French press inside. So if you want to make coffee and you want it to be good coffee, you want to use actual ground coffee while you're camping, the Jetboil with the Java kit is what I recommend. It's cheaper to buy this kit, this green one, with all the pieces in it than it is to buy the flash and then the Java kit separately. So if you think you'll make coffee at all, get this one. If you're not going to make coffee at all, don't get this one, get one of the cheaper ones. But the Jetboil is good for boiling water for dehydrated meals. You can cook in it. I made noodles and chicken in it one time. You can boil hot dogs, you can make stuff for coffee, hot chocolate. You can take the burner itself and stick it sideways in the fire to get a fire going. So it's super useful and super rugged. It's not heavy, doesn't take up a lot of space. So everything is in here, the burner, the stand, French press, the plunger, and even my pot holder is in there. So this thing folds up really small and I love it. That is the Jetboil Flash with the Java kit, highly recommended. This kit is $130, but you can save $13 if you use my 10% off code on motocampnerd.com. Okay, from here on out, things get a little bit more expensive, but they're also some of the most valuable, most important items to take motorcycle camping with you. So this is my Big Agnes Q-Core Insulated Deluxe. And admittedly, this is the hugest version. This is the 30 by 78. This is overkill. I actually get by just fine with my 25 by 72 in the AirCore Ultra. So don't feel like you have to go with the biggest mattress, but it sure is nice to have if you like to spread out like I do. But this is an incredibly comfortable sleeping pad. It has I-beam construction and a quilted two-way top, so it's more supportive. I don't get as many pressure points on this one. It has a great R rating. It's really, I think like a 4.3, I think, which is a fantastic R rating. And rumor has it, these are actually going on clearance because they're coming out with an updated version, so you'll be able to pick this up even cheaper. But that is the insulated Q-Core Deluxe. The bad part is it's not cheap. These things are, you're getting close to $200 with these pads, depending on which one you get. So if that's a lot, if that's pretty steep for you, if you're not a person that goes moto camping a lot, it's probably not worth the money. If you go moto camping a little bit, I would recommend the AirCore Ultra, which actually has a slightly better R value, is almost as comfortable and costs a lot less. It's right around $100. Those are both from Big Agnes, but those are my favorite sleeping pads, and they both work really well with the Big Agnes Diamond Park sleeping bag, which is what I have here. So this is it in its storage sack. Actually, in a stuff sack, I can get it down to just about the size of a cantaloupe. Between a cantaloupe and a basketball, if a cantaloupe and a basketball had a baby, a cantaloupe or a bascalope, something like that. It goes down a lot smaller in the stuff sack. This is an expensive bag. People always ask me, is that bag worth the money? And depending on what size you get, it is $300 or $400, which is a lot for a sleeping bag. But if you want to sleep in something that feels like a bed when you're camping, you can't beat this. If you're a side or a stomach sleeper like I am, if you roll around a lot at night and you don't like getting constricted in your sleeping bag and waking up feeling like you're being murdered by a giant boa constrictor, this is a great bag. Because it attaches to your sleeping pad, you slide down inside and you can roll around inside. And on warmer nights, you can unzip the sides and the top just feels like a comforter. But when it's cold, you zip those sides up, you tuck yourself down into that bag. It has a top like a mummy bag, and you are nice and warm and toasty. It is such a comfortable bag. And I've heard from so many people that's too expensive, but everyone I know that's used it, go look at Travis's channel, go look at any one of my friends who've picked these up. Duck Fan has one, they all say it's worth it, and I agree. It's a very nice bag, a very nice kind of holiday present if you're looking for something to ask somebody for. That's a little bit of a more extravagant gift, but I love this bag. One of my favorite pieces of gear of this year. This is a Diamond Park Zero because it's my winter bag, but the 30 is great for summertime, and there's a 15 if you want something that's kind of best of both worlds. It's a little bit smaller. And finally, and this one won't shock you if you've been around the channel at all this year, but my 10th and final favorite piece of motorcycle camping gear of 2022 is my Big Agnes Tiger Wall UL2 bike packing tent. I'm just gonna say it right up front. This is a $500 tent. Do you need a $500 tent to go motorcycle camping? Absolutely not, you do not. Please do not hear me saying this and get into your brain that I think you need a $500 tent. And in fact, I will link an alternate one for you that I think is great that's only like $160. That is the Kelty Late Start backpacking tent. I had a similar one. I still have it actually, my Gunnison. Great tent for the money. It just doesn't pack down this small. Problem with tents, particularly for motorcycle camping, is they get to a certain size and then they don't get smaller without spending exponentially more money. We call that diminishing returns. And so the only way to get this size, which is about half what my other tent is packed up, and it's much lighter, is to spend a lot of money, is to spend 3 times or 4 times as much money. If you're a person that goes motorcycle camping a lot, and the idea of saving a few liters of volume and a few ounces of weight appeals to you, you know you're gonna amortize the cost of this out over many trips, consider investing in a bikepacking tent because they're totally worth it. If not, don't get this one. Get the Late Start, get a backpacking tent. I love this tent. It's been on every trip I've been on since I got it. Big or small, doesn't matter what I'm camping out of. This is the one I take. It's easy to set up, easy to take down, super rugged, super compact. It has all kinds of pockets and storage spaces that I need. It's got places to strap my gear to the outside. It's got a huge vestibule, and I bought the footprint, so I've got the floor is covered. In the vestibule, the tent is protected. I would recommend all that. That is the Big Agnes Tiger Wall UL2 bikepacking tent. And that is my 10th and final piece of favorite gear for motorcycle camping from 2022. So if you have questions about anything here on the table, I would encourage you to ask them. If you've used any of the things here on the table, please share that in the comments. People need to know that I'm just not a crazy corporate shill up here or something. If you decide to pick something up or check it out, there'll be links in the description to everything. All of the stuff on Motocamp Nerd's site, which is most of this stuff, you can save 10% with promo code Dork in the road. On Bigfoot Bushcraft side, if you decide to pick up some Firestarters, it's 15%. Same promo code Dork in the road. So thank you for watching. I appreciate you, and please do not forget to be excellent to each other. Thank you.
Excellent!
Second item, the second piece of motorcycle camping gear that I can't live without is this Sea to Summit X Mub. Nope. The second piece of motorcycle camping gear that I can't live without is this Sea to Summit X Mub.